For nearly a century, the standard model of cosmology and particle physics have been hailed as humanity's greatest intellectual triumphs. Yet today, they're in a state of terminal crisis. To make the math work, physicists have been forced to invent invisible placeholders, dark matter and dark energy, to account for 95% of reality. Despite decades of searching, billions of dollars spent, and endless runs at the Large Hadron Collider, these elusive particles remain entirely undetected. The detectors are empty. The math is fracturing. What if the detectors are empty because the particles simply don't exist? What if the universe isn't an empty vacuum filled with invisible ghosts, but a dynamic, highly structured quantum superfluid in the middle of a massive thermodynamic transition? Welcome to the Geometric Thaw, a radical, empirically validated paradigm shift that completely removes the dark sector, offering a mechanical, fluid dynamic resolution to the greatest crises in modern science. To understand the universe, we must stop viewing the vacuum of space as an empty, passive container. Space is a physical entity. It is a macroscopic, viscoelastic quantum superfluid, and it is actively melting. In the standard model, dark matter is assumed to be an invisible, collisionless particle holding galaxies together. In the Geometric Thaw, dark matter is redefined as geometric stiffness. It is the restorative topological tension of the continuous space-time superfluid. When a galaxy rotates, it fractures the underlying irrotational vacuum, generating a dense lattice of quantized vortices. Space acts as a shear thickening fluid, physically gripping the galaxy and flattening its rotation curve. In the standard model, dark energy is a static, unexplained vacuum energy pushing space apart. In the Geometric Thaw, expansion is metabolic exhaust. As stars and black holes convert mass into pure radiation, they inject intense latent heat into the substrate. The universe is physically expanding its volume to safely process the thermodynamic exhaust of its own stellar engines. The universe isn't expanding for no reason, it is exhaling. This is not merely theoretical philosophy. The Geometric Thaw is a hostile takeover of mainstream physics backed by 6 independent pillars of empirical data spanning from the cosmos to the quantum. Pillar 1. The Cronus correlation. Standard models assume expansion is a smooth constant. By cross-correlating James Webb Space Telescope star formation rates with DESI expansion history, we found a strict 4.15 billion-year lag between the peak of stellar ignition and the sudden spike in cosmic acceleration. The universe expands to process the exhaust of its own stars. Pillar 2. The geometric lensing lag. Particle physicists claim the bullet cluster proves dark matter, but applying particle math across different clusters requires impossible, wildly varying cross-sections. By translating this interaction into viscoelastic fluid dynamics, we prove the mass offsets are actually space-time creep, the delayed topological scarring of the vacuum reacting to extreme deceleration. Pillar 3. Galactic kinematics. The standard model relies on rigid particle halos to force flat galaxy rotation curves, catastrophically failing in dwarf galaxies. By replacing particles with fluid dynamic frame dragging, the 175 galaxies of the SPARC database natively flatten. No invisible particles required. Pillar 4. The S8 tension. The late universe is observationally smoother than predicted. We mathematically link this directly to cosmic acceleration. As stellar heat expands the universe, the vacuum thaws, and its emergent macroscopic shear viscosity physically damps late-stage structural growth. Pillar 5. The acoustic resonance. The ultra-low-frequency gravitational wave background detected by nanograv flattens out, violating the infinite divergence predicted by black hole binary models. This spectral turnover isolates the exact macroscopic stress relaxation time of the universe at 11.42 years. Pillar 6. The LHC killshot. For 40 years, CERN has found 0 dark particles. By re-evaluating Atlas high-luminosity data, this framework proves that missing transverse energy tail events are not escaping supersymmetry. The extreme 13.6 tera-electron-volt collisions locally melt the vacuum metric. The missing energy is exactly the thermodynamic latent heat consumed by the space-time phase transition. By shifting from a particle-based universe to a fluid dynamic phase transition, the geometric thaw instantly provides direct mechanical solutions to 8 of the most stubborn anomalies in science. 1. The Hubble tension is resolved. Expansion is a dynamically shifting thermodynamic pulse, not a static constant. 2. The cosmological constant problem is eliminated. Expansion is the thermodynamic back reaction to stellar heat, not quantum vacuum energy. 3. The dark matter crisis ends. We replace the failed search for particles with the measurable geometric tension of the physical vacuum. 4. The S8 tension is explained as the emergent shear viscosity of a melting space-time manifold. 5. The LHC null results are finally understood. CERN isn't missing particles, they are tracking the latent heat of the metric melting. 6. The quantum measurement problem is solved. We eliminate mystical wave function collapse. Measurement is thermodynamic decoherence, a process where the heat of a macroscopic detector creates geometric friction, violently dragging quantum states into classical reality. 7. The arrow of time is explained. Time only flows forward because the phase transition from solid matter to fluid radiation cannot be mechanically reversed without an external energy source. Time is geometric friction. 8. The ultimate fate of the universe. We reject the bleak heat death. We propose the great graduation, when the thaw reaches 100%, the scale-invariant, matter-free universe perfectly refolds, triggering a cyclic cosmic rebirth. We are not living in a dying entropic clock winding down toward a cold oblivion. We are living inside a highly structured, deterministic thermodynamic engine. And biological life is not an accident. We are the high-resolution processors of that engine, actively participating in the great graduation. The knots are untying, the friction is fading, the particle hunt is over. Discover the math, the 6 empirical proofs, and the engineering blueprints for metric fusion. Read The Geometric Thaw, available now at geometricthaw.com.